One of the greatest rabbis that of recent generations in the Syrian community, Rav Tzion Levi, alav Shalom, was Kodesh Kodashim, was a very dear friend of Rabbi Ovadia. He built an empire of Kedusha in Panama. But it didn't start off that way. When he came to Panama first, he was very young Avrech. They came, they asked him, come be the Nekila. They wanted to build the Jewish community even further, and they brought a Talmid Chacham from Eretz Yisrael. Rabbi Ovadia went to Egypt. Rav Tzion Levi went to Panama. Rav Tzion Abba was in Israel. One of the other Chavut, I think Rav Baruch, went to Brooklyn. So these Chachamim, each one went to different places to spread the Torah and build communities. So Rav Tzion Levi was fire of zealousness, and he didn't take no for an answer. But it didn't start off that way. Right off the bat, he would read off the Torah on Shabbat and so on, and the president of the community, president of the shul, the one that's the richest, was a Mechalel Shabbat, and but still wanted to get an aliyah to the Torah. And he brought himself up to the Torah on Shabbat. I'm gonna have an aliyah on Torah. Rav Tzion Levi says to him, no, you're not going to have an aliyah. What do you mean? I'm the president for all these years. What do you mean? You're not going to have an aliyah. As long as I'm here, you're not going to have an aliyah. You violate Shabbat, you're not going to have an aliyah. He says, you know who I am? He says, I listen to HaShem. He says, if you don't give me an aliyah, you know what I'm going to do to you? He says, how about this? Not only you're not going to get an aliyah, but as long as you're sitting in here, I'm not going to read from the Torah at all. The guy didn't know where to bury himself from the embarrassment and the anger that he had. The whole keilah is shaking. Who is this young little avrech think he is, talking to the president of the community like this? Not going to read from the Torah as long as he's here. From the anger, the president walked out, and Rav Tzion Levi continued reading from the Torah. After he finished the prayer, went home and told his wife, after Shabbat, we should pack our bags because this is probably the end. We're going to fire him. Motzei Shabbat came, Havdalah, everything, and they started packing. Suddenly they hear a knock on the wall, on the door. Open the door, sees all of the head people of the community are there. The entire community showed up to his house, to the rabbi's house, with the president in front. He's thinking they're gonna lynch him. He's in a foreign country in Panama. It's not like he's got anywhere to go. But as you would have it, because the Torah promises us, is those that fear Hashem, Dvarav Nishma'in, their words will be heard. The president and the entire Keilah came to Rav Tzion Levi and says, Kvod Harav, I came here to say, I'm sorry. You are right. From now on, whatever you say, that's what we're going to do. And that's how Rav Tzion Levi built an empire of Kedusha. An empire of Kedusha in the Syrian community that impacted it all over the world, not just there. Started that way. Why? He stood up for the EMET when it didn't make sense to anybody. Didn't make sense to anybody. So, Rabotai, even someone that's in a low level has this obligation. A woman, a man has this obligation. And a person that does not fulfill this mitzvah has violated the mitzvah obligation and is considered among the Reshaim. A person that does not rebuke people in some way or another, directly rebuking them or indirectly rebuking them. You don't have to always talk to people. You could just simply share a lecture with them that talks about their sins. You see that they're desecrating Shabbat. You see that they're intermarried. You see that they're eating non-kosher. Find a lecture from a fiery speaker that wakes up people that are spiritually dead. Send it to them. Give it to them on a regular basis. Do your best to help them. That's a rebuke. Invite them to a lecture. That's a rebuke. Get them to at least find out what the EMET is. But staying quiet makes the person that's not rebuking the chinuch says among the reshaim.